Mr. Homan.
How you doing?
Mr. Homan.
What's the status of adding more beds to the detention centers?
In the middle of it right now. DHS is reviewing pending contracts, looking for new contracts. We're going to work our way up to 100,000 beds. We got the funding to do it. Working on it.
And other states have chiefs maybe starting their own alligator Alcatraz. Can you confirm which state on?
I won't confirm the states till we have an agreement, but I applaud the states who are stepping up because this illegal immigration issue is a state problem too. And millions of people released by the Biden administration, the states. So I'm glad the states are stepping up and helping.
The Vice President said that he hopes that you'll reach net negative immigration this year. Do you think that's possible? And when do you think that'll happen?
I hope so too, but how quick we bring the resources on. We just got a big, beautiful bill, which is going to put more boots on the ground. It's going to fund more detention beds. It's how quick we can bring people on and get them on the street to make the arrest. So, great goal, but I'd be foolish to give you a number because I don't know. There's too many factors. How many people can get on the streets? How quick can we bring more agents on the street? How quick can we bring contractors in that can do a job that don't require a badge and gun, so that badge and gun get on the street? So there's too many variables, but our goal is to arrest everybody we can, prioritizing criminal safety threats and national security threats. But I'll say it again, in sanctuary cities where our priority is now, you force us in the community to arrest a bad guy, find a bad guy. If he's with others who are in the country illegally, they're coming too.
Mr. Homan, are you going to keep saying
there are reports that ICE is looking to expand ankle monitors for 180,000 plus migrants in the ATD, alternative to detention program. What can you tell us about that?
I'm not on weeds on that, but I support it. I looked at the numbers the other day on the removal orders over the last year. 51% of those who got a removal order were in absentia, which means they didn't show up in court. So ankle monitors help us with that. So I'm not in the weeds on that, but if that's happening, I support it 100%.
Mr. Homan, are you going to keep sending Venezuelan members of the TDA to
Following up on that, illegal effort.
Shouldn't.
Well, there's every case is different. Then deportation laws make that judgment based on criminal history, immigration history. So it's a case-by-case basis. But I can tell you, back when I was ICE director, having that GPS capability increased those going to court a lot. So it does make a difference. And it's cheaper than detention, right, in some cases. But, it depends on the cases. But GPS in the past has been very helpful, getting people to court. And that's a big, like you said, 51% of removal orders are in absentia. If GPS helps with getting to court, I'm all behind it.
Tom, a longtime friend of the president passed away today. Hulk Hogan, dead at 71. You have a favorite Hulk Hogan memory?
I love Hulk Hogan. I had an Italian Mastiff dog, 200 pounds. His name, Hulk Homan.
Sir, has the president spoken to you at all about what he wants to do for the program or agriculture and hospitality work?
So that's a conversation conversation's ongoing now. I'm not going to get ahead of the president on that, but we'll see what comes out. Look, we have conversations every day on strategy and policies. That's one conversation happening, but again, I don't want to get ahead of the president. We'll see what comes up.
Mr. Homan, in terms of the deportation, are you going to keep sending Venezuelan members of the TDA to El Salvador, or are you going to send them directly to Venezuela?
It depends. El Salvador is always an option. They've agreed to third country safe agreement with them, and if they're a citizen of El Salvador, it's a proper place for them to go. Is El Salvador, that's their homeland.
And for your vision, Mr. Homan, how often do you meet with Kristi Noem and Stephen Miller on your vision? And are you all aligned on the border?
I meet with Stephen Miller every day. Stephen Miller is brilliant. I don't care if you like or love the guy. He's the smartest guy I've ever dealt with when it comes to immigration and borders policy. Smart guy, and I am honored to work with him. Kristi Noem, we talk very frequently. There's no daylight between us.
Tom, on the fentanyl situation on the Mexico border and with Canadians, can you give us an update on whether you see progress on that? That's the basis for the tariff of both countries.
We're in the middle of discussions with Canadian officials. I've met with them several times. I'm not in a position to comment on that yet.
All right, thank you.
Indicated he would try to help Afghan nationals who aided the United States. Will that extend to those who aided the United States who are here under GPS?
It's out of my lane. That'd be something for the State Department. I'm familiar with some discussions going on, but the State Department has a big role in that, so I'll leave that to them.
Hey, Tom, Louisville, Kentucky recently walked back their status designation as sanctuary city. Here in D.C., Mayor Bowser is walking back her position as DC as a sanctuary jurisdiction. Is there a message in there for other cities like LA, like Boston, like Chicago? And do you hope to see more jurisdictions change?
Absolutely. Sanctuary cities are sanctuaries for criminals. Hard stop. Bottom line, that's what it is. And the President Trump made a commitment a couple weeks ago that we're going to prioritize sanctuary cities. I made a statement the other day about New York. We're going to flood the zones. The sanctuary cities are going to get exactly what they don't want. More agents in the communities and more worksite enforcement. Why is that? Because they won't let one agent arrest one bad guy to jail. They're going to release a public safety threat back in the community. Now I got to send a whole team to go find that person. So, we're going to find the bad guy, whether they help us or not. So if they release him in the community, we got to send more people to do that, because we just can't send one officer in the community to find a bad guy because of officer safety consideration. He has access, who knows what weapons, right? The illegal alien criminal. So we got to send a whole team. Now, New York is releasing hundreds of criminals every week, right straight from the precincts. We got to go find them. So we know we have a problem in New York City, and that's why President Trump wants to prioritize sanctuary cities. We know they're releasing public safety threats every day. We don't have that problem in Florida. We don't have that problem in Texas. So those resources can certainly be redeployed. I've talked to Christy Nolan about it. We're going to flood the zone in sanctuary cities. President Trump made it a priority. It's the right thing to do. With our limited resources right now, we need to concentrate on the worst first, like we've done since day one. We can continue that, especially in sanctuary cities, but we got no assistance.
And then do you have a daily vote of arrests when it makes assaults on ICE officers will continue to increase?
I hope not. And I hope the rhetoric, especially from members of Congress, stops. I've seen members of Congress compare ICE to the Nazis, racists, terrorists. Members of Congress need to understand one thing. ICE is enforcing the law that Congress wrote and enacted. So if ICE agents enforcing immigration law, they call them a racist. What's that make Congress? They wrote the law. Congress, ICE agents aren't making this up. They're out there enforcing laws enacted by Congress and signed by the president. I'll say it again. We're focusing on national security threats and public safety threats. They're making this country safe every day. It's the right thing to do. And I'm sick and tired of reading in the media that most of the people we arrest aren't criminals. You tell the whole story. The majority of the arrests are criminals, public safety threats. Who are the others? Many are national security threats. They might not have a criminal conviction. We got over 300 Iranians that we've arrested in the last month or so. May not have a criminal conviction, but they're a national security threat. Who are the others who were arrested? Those with final orders. Those who had due process at great taxpayer expense. A federal judge said you must leave, and they became a fugitive. So we're going to arrest them too. If not, we send a message to the whole world. Enter the country illegally. It's a crime, but don't worry about it. Go to court or don't go to court. Get an order removal. Don't worry about it because no one's looking for you. No. We're going to send a message to the whole world. You got the right to due process, but at the end of that due process, if your order removed, you're leaving. Because if we don't execute those orders, then what the hell are we doing? Shut down immigration court doesn't mean anything anymore. Take the border off the border. No, we're going to enforce the law.
They're on quota. Migrants you want to arrest per day. A quota.
Pardon me?
Do you have a quota of migrants you want to arrest?
I don't have any quota. I want to arrest many public safety threats and national security threats as possible. I'll arrest when every public safety threat, illegal aliens are removed from this country. And for those who question the 3,000 days, saying it's an unreasonable number, do the math. We'd have to arrest 7,000 a day, every day for the remainder of this administration, just to remove those who Biden administration released in the country illegally.
Tom, the vice president is attacking Microsoft for firing Americans while still applying for H-1B visas. What's your message to companies that are doing just that?
Look, it's illegal to hire illegal aliens. It's illegal to hire illegal aliens. As far as that, that'd be a question for Joe Edelo over CIS. They handle the visas. And again, I'm the Border Czar. I'm an enforcement guy. I'm in the export program, not the import program.
Is there any on the docket?
Okay? Yes.
Can you give us the self-deportation numbers?
Last time I looked, over 6,000 going through the CBP Homan. But according to numerous studies, there's over 1 million self-deportations since President Trump took office, which is a great thing.
Murder rate in history. How much do you contribute the lockdown?
A lot. We looked at numbers this morning, and ICE has over 150,000 arrests in the interior, most of them criminals. Every criminal ICE arrest makes the community much safer. That's what President Trump's committed to. President Trump wants a better, safer America, and that's exactly what the men and women at ICE is doing every day. And let me say this about the attacks on ICE. I want you all to remember, ICE agents are mothers and fathers too. They don't hang their heart on the hook every day they come to work. I'm sick and tired of the attacks on ICE. President Trump's sick and tired of it. You impeded an ICE officer, you're going to jail. You throw a stone, you're going to jail. If you interfere with the enforcement, you're going to jail. We're done. We're done playing the game. We're going to enforce the law. We're going to make America safer, and we're going to do it with no
Tom,
apologies.
you mentioned the Iranians, sir. Tom, you mentioned the 300 Iranians.